So there's this idea that I've been hearing, that I've heard multiple times in my life, that God is out here currently causing destruction and death, not giving a shit about innocent people, children, babies, pets, animals, whatever. And, these certain people believe that God is purposely causing this entire storm or hurricane or earthquake or whatever it is in a certain location, city, or country, just to punish some people from that area that did something. And, they get it into their head, this is happening to them because they did something wrong. God is punishing them. So he's killing people. So, I'm not saying he's killing anyone because, he can't kill people if he's not causing the storms. But they believe that he's killing people and killing innocent babies and children and even innocent adults to punish the few. And, here's the problem with that. Okay, so, years ago, back when Hurricane Katrina happened, I remember my mom saying, this is happening to them because of Mardi Gras. This entire area is getting hit because some people on Mardi Gras would have a festival and they would have a little parade in the street or whatever they do, and the women, they flash their tits and they go topless in the streets, and it's pure depravity and sin, and they're getting punished for that. Okay, so because some people did something, you believe that God, in his all-loving and benevolent and merciful self, decided to rain down his wrath of destruction upon babies, upon children, upon the elderly, upon pets, people who died. The story of the woman who was holding her baby and her 2-year-old, and she was getting swept away by the water, and she had to let go of her 2-year-old. So he almost drowned because some other people did something, and God decided it's okay to kill these babies and children. They're just collateral damage. It doesn't matter. I was just shocked when she said that, and that's just one example from one person, right? When the Japan earthquake and tsunami and their disaster happened, there was also a little religious girl on YouTube. I don't know if anyone remembers, and she had her backlash because she said the same thing. God is punishing Japan for their godlessness because they're not Christian, because they don't have a major religion that they worship in the entire place. So he's punishing them with a natural disaster. And now again, it happened again recently with the recent Hurricane Harvey that hit Texas. There was this guy, I don't remember who the hell it was. It was trending. This guy who said that Texas is getting punished for voting for Trump or electing him or whatever. And that's ridiculous. Now, I didn't see that he said it was God specifically, but, who else are you going to say brought this divine wrath down upon them? Even if it was like karma or God's wrath, that's still a religious kind of thought that you're attributing, that these innocent people are getting punished for something that other people did. And it's interesting because if that's the case, if he's out here throwing natural disasters around and punishing people, that's all well and nice. He has no problem showing his wrath, but where are his miracles? Like, if he wants to show a big show of wrath, then how about a big miracle? Where's that at? And you know what's funny? When it's other people, religious people say they're getting punished, but when something bad happens to them, they say, but he's just testing me. So if anything bad, God is testing me. But other people, they're getting punished. And that is called hypocrisy. And, what's funny is that in Islam specifically, I'm going to bring this up, that there is this forced charity that you have to do. You have to donate, and it's required. But mandatory charity means nothing when all the rest of the year and at the end of the day you're insensitive to other people's tragedies. That doesn't make you a good person. But anyway, I personally was so shocked when the people that I thought were fairly moderate, when I heard them say such these cruel and insensitive things, and they were so indifferent to the other people struggling. And the feeling that they must have had, just no empathy whatsoever. But that's the attitude that religion cultivates. All these affirmations like everything happens for a reason, God works in mysterious ways, he knows what he's doing, he has a plan for us all, etc., etc. See, when you've been convinced that there's a plan and everything is pre-written, it cultivates this narcissism so strong that I've never encountered another like it in my life. It promotes the idea that the so-called punishment of the innocents is justified, that they must have done something wrong or their parents did something wrong. And there's a concept of punishing the child for the sins of the father. And they must have, they must deserve it. Oh, when they say stuff like, my house was less than a mile outside of the path of the storm, that means God must have steered it out of the way of No, it means that your house was outside of the path that the storm went. God didn't specifically single you out and steer the path of the storm away from your house and kill possibly 10,000 more people than would have normally died just to spare you. People that take the opportunity to gloat when others are suffering, it's disgusting. The lack of empathy is disgusting. After my rant, of course, I'm required to say the cliche, I'm not talking about all religious people. No, of course not. But if you've ever said something that sounds religiously entitled, or if it even crossed your mind, check yourself, because you may not even remember it, but people are listening, and your children won't forget those terribly cruel things that you said when they grow up. You have to lead by example. And don't look down on people that are suffering because you think that they must have done something to deserve God's wrath. That's all I have to say.